What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the second half of the Major League Baseball betting season. Okay, we're going to kick this off with four best bets in today's card. All right, so we have a lot of games coming at you guys live. Get into a quick little rundown of each and every game, give you some leans along the way to couple these four picks, and let's get it. So before we do get down into it, if you can, make sure you guys all subscribe down below on the channel. We have a video every day for the most part. We are back in the office. Had a really kind of interesting weekend where I got to play Cog Hill down in Chicagoland. Very interesting golf complex. A lot of cool stuff that we were able to do with some friends and some good food and times along the way. So great weekend, but we're back at it, and we are coming at you guys, like I said, four best bets. We'll try to get this train running back into getting the brooms out on a consecutive basis. That's what the goal is here. Cashing tickets is what it's all about. And let's get into the first game. Smash that like button, guys, if you have not done so. Also, picks are totally free. If you do want to get back to the channel, we will have a lot of exclusive content coming up as football season is approaching. Working on that right now behind the scenes. I have about two dry erase boards to my left where we've been kind of getting into conferences, teams, some of the past performances, looking at win totals, so on and so forth. So exciting time. I'm going to make that exclusive to a lot of my channel members to get the things out there to them first. Once we do get into the college and NFL content, okay? So that's what we have going on. Link down below if you want to become a channel member. Also, if you want more exclusive access, Discord is free. Make sure you hop on over there and join today. Okay. All right, but let's get into it, and let's get into that first game. We have the Rays and the New York Yankees, Zach Littell and Carlos Rodon. This is a very strong lean towards the Rays. Plus 150 is too good of a price to pass up. I don't trust the Yankees. I think that Rodon, I don't trust him as well. But I think with this bet, you can find a lot of value taking plus 150. Excuse me. Taking the Rays with this on the road against the Yankees. Also, whenever you get that small porch, there is a lot of value within just kind of the long ball. But if you look into this game more so, I just don't trust Carlos Rodon. And we were able to see that the Rays over the weekend, right? 6-4, 9-1, and 1-6. So Tampa's taking 2 of 3 from the Yankees as we look into kind of this somewhat of a 4-game series that we have coming up to you guys. 1 o'clock first pitch. So this one will be an earlier start. All right, it's a getaway game in Yankee Stadium. So like I said, it's Rays or nothing for me. I like the Rays too, going against left-handed pitching, and it's just basically a fade of Carlos Rodon. And if it wasn't plus 150, I wouldn't even consider it. So that's kind of where I'm at within this game. All right, the next one is what we look at within the Cardinals and Pirates. Okay, Andre Palante and Mitch Keller. We look into this. This is something where the Pirates are looking to be one of those teams now crossing over that 50-50 mark. All right, these divisional games within the NL Central are going to get fairly interesting. All right, I did my MLB Futures video where we broke down kind of division by division and throughout the course of the league, which value plays I had. There was a lot of big numbers on the Pirates making the playoffs. So that's something where you look at this game. Mitch Keller, 10-5 on the season. Why is it only minus 122? Well, Cardinals started hitting the baseball. So I look at this game, possibly lean towards the over as well. But if you want to get behind the Buccos, take the Pirates at home. We can see Mitch Keller, 10-5, 3.46 ERA, going against Andre Palante. I actually had the opportunity to watch Palante pitch in Pittsburgh and gave up a few long balls. So for me, this is a lean towards the over, and I would bet the Pirates to get the job done at home if I had to bet this game, okay? But no official play. Next one is the Mets and Marlins, right? David Peterson and Yanni Chirinos, excuse me. And we look at this game, staying away from the Mets for a while, okay? The Mets are one of those teams, they're going to have to go on a really big run, but I don't trust them hitting the baseball right now. This is kind of a sneaky game. You look at all these pitchers for the Marlins, and it just really sets up to everything leans towards fade the Marlins, fade the Marlins, right? But for some reason, we do get a lot of these games that just kind of go in the other direction. Okay, and you look at the Mets. I mean, they've dropped 3 other last 5 low-scoring games. Conversely, for Miami, they've won 3 other last 5, taking 2 of 3 from the Mets, 6-4, 4-2 and 1-0. So I know it's one of those getaway games for the Miami Marlins, but for me, this is something where you could get down with the Marlins at home at another plus 145 price, best number out there on BetUS. Okay, so that's kind of crazy for me to digest some of these teams. Right, this is why we're going smaller unit size out of the break. I want to kind of see where the chips lay. You can see a lot of this variance within first half performances versus second half performances. So it's kind of how I all put it together, and we're gonna eventually be able to lay some units on some bigger numbers. But for the time being, it's going to be in that half unit to unit size bets within these plays. Okay, this is exactly why. Tarek Skewball going against Carlos Carrasco. We have the Indians at home plus 109. Okay, and we look into this game a little deeper. It just jumps off the page as fishy, fishy, fishy. And I know a lot of you guys are probably laughing, saying, "Oh, the Guardians' best record in baseball," playing that narrative, and that's fine. I bet Cleveland a lot, probably a lot more than I should have consistently throughout the course of the season. But I'm not a homer, because I'll tell you guys, I told you that if you look back at earlier videos, I was taking the Guardians to finish third or fourth in the division. So I'll tip my cap when I'm wrong, but we're seeing a lot of money come in on Detroit. Definitely where the betting splits are lying. Detroit's taken 4 out of 5. 2 of 3 against Toronto, and surprisingly enough, they took 2 of 3 against the Dodgers, and 3 of 4 against Cleveland before the All-Star break. So Detroit has been kind of that team, right? Not so fast. 10-3 on the season. Pretty much not a shoe-in, but a strong consideration for Cy Young. Skewball on the mound, going against a 3.75 5 ERA pitcher within Carlos Carrasco. Why is this number, okay? Why is this number only plus 109? Why is it only minus 118? We've already seen some movement. By the time when I logged into my computer, the Tigers were minus 125. So we're getting some movement on that number. Guardians are taking in some money, okay? I know it's a fishy bet. I know it's jumping off the page. It's a saying, take Skewball basically till the cows come home. But when we're looking at this game, do not be shocked if Cleveland wins like 3-1, 2-1 late off a loss. I just like this play for Cleveland. I'm not going to bet it. I'm not going to go against Detroit. But if we were going to, I will go against Detroit. I'm not going against Skewball. But if we were to put it all together, everything sets up in this game. There's a little fishy play, a little contrarian action on Cleveland. I just like that spot, but that's kind of where I'm at in that game if you were going to bet it. All right. Cincinnati and Atlanta. This is another great matchup, right? Hunter Green has been one of the, second quarter of the Major League season, really, really throwing well. We look at kind of what's going on with some of his numbers. You could see great earn run, his earn runs are being kept down. His strikeouts are up. He's going deep into ball games. In the Braves, for the most part, they don't hit right-handed pitching all too well. All right, a lot better against lefties in terms of that Braves lineup, even at home. In my opinion, they're really missing Acuna, and 54 and 44 for this Braves lineup and rotation is firmly unacceptable in my opinion. And I do like the Reds in this matchup. However, Ronaldo Lopez has been one of the bright spots within this rotation. 7.3 on the season, sub-2 ERA. I just really like the fact that there's not going to be any runs in this ball game. I think that Hunter Green keeps him down. Normally we fade Hunter Green and we take against him because we very good pitching for home runs. Not so fast. I know the ball will be flying out of Atlanta a little bit, but this is a 7:20 first pitch. Maybe a little sticky, but still, nonetheless, I do love the under in this spot. We will be taking the under 8.5 at a minus 126 price. Look for this one to stay under, that 5-4 mark, so on and so forth. You can see some of the past performances. Cincinnati, 2 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs, 3 runs. Atlanta, conversely, 2 runs, 5 runs, and winning in a low-scoring 3-2 game against St. Louis. 5 runs or less, that's kind of my handicap. Let's just hope for these pitchers to go deep into the game, and that's how we'll get that under 8.5 within Atlanta at a minus 126 price. Okay, Phillies and Twins, next game on the card, minus 125 for the Phillies. This was a bet that almost made my slip as well. We were going to go a little contrarian as well and go with the Twins plus 117. Bailey O'Bear is one of those pitchers I do like taking for the Twins, and you can see in this matchup how these teams have been kind of trending. Philly, they had five. I mean, I think they had three All Stars starting on the same team. If I'm not mistaken, in this lineup is definitely stacked when they're healthy. Philly winning two out of their last five. A little bit of a slow start out of the All Star break. They were able to get the job done against Pittsburgh last night, 6-0. But we were looking at two losses before that and a loss 18-3 Oakland before the break. So maybe a little distracted. That's okay. The Twins, kind of same narrative, right? They've lost four out of their last five, dropping a couple against Milwaukee, 2 out of 3 against San Francisco. So I'm going to stay away from this game. But if I were going to kind of lean a certain way, it would probably be to the Twins at home. Less of an edge with Philly on the road as well. So that's where I'd be at. No play in Chicago and Texas. If anything, go under, but this is something where I'm just staying away from it. Eric Fetty's kind of when he's pitching for Chicago, it's a game that I stay away from. Plus 155 for the White Sox is kind of juicy as well. Michael Lorenzen, you never know what you're going to get out of him coming out of the Rangers staff, but that's kind of where I'm at. It's going to be White Sox or the under for me in this contest, okay? Just sheerly a play on value, all right? And then we will hit the next game that we do have an official play on. This is another value play. I see a lot of value taking Milwaukee, all right, taking the Brew Crew in Wrigley. We're going to be taking that at a minus 108 money line price. I love that bet. Milwaukee's been kind of sneakily playing some good baseball, okay? We're seeing a huge discrepancy with the betting splits. 92% of the money is on the Milwaukee Brewers. Conversely, we see this being a 50-50 kind of split within the the pros versus Joes metric. So we look for that kind of edge coming out with the ticket count versus the handle being taken in for this game. So Milwaukee, like I said, they've won 3 in a row. Chicago, we look at them winning 2 out of their last 5. And quite frankly, as much as I do kind of respect Javier Assad on the mound, this is something where Tobias Myers can get the job done as well. But they have been kind of, kind of taking care of business against Chicago. And I look at Chicago now with Cody Bellinger still on the IL. Okay, another couple other people on the IL for them as well. It's something where I just think that this is a little bit more than a 50-50 game that the odds would suggest. I think that the Brewers have an advantage, so we are going to lay the money line. Okay, and I do like Tobias Harris going for the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, so that's where we're at. This might be one of my bigger plays of the evening. So that's kind of where this will be on an official play standpoint. Okay. Next game out there is the Diamondbacks and the Kansas City Royals. Kind of an interesting matchup. All right, Yolbert Diaz going against Cole Reagans. If I had to give you guys a lean, it would be towards the under. I think 8.5 is a little bit too high for this spot. And quite frankly, I think that Kansas City and the Diamondbacks, they're almost the same, in my opinion, kind of the same, almost the same team, just two different leagues. In terms of metrics, how they play, style of baseball, very similar in my opinion. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I know the Diamondbacks, 51-49 on the season, they have not really showed their teeth like they have. Look for them to break out, though. I do think that we will see them as being one of the reversion to the mean candidates within the second half of the season. So this is something where I'm staying away from it, but I would lean towards the under in this contest, like I said. All right. And then the next game, Boston and Colorado. We're just going to jump through this one a little bit. We look at Boston, and Colorado's kind of sneakily been very, very hot outside of the All-Star break. Plus 159 kind of fits the narrative of today I have going on with a lot of high-value dogs, if you will. Colorado at home, plus 1.5. You can get that at a plus price on MGM, plus 105. Absolutely, that's extreme value. I think that they have a little bit of an edge. I know I like Tanner Houck. I bet him more consistently than not, but something weird's going on within what's happening within Boston too. So sneaky Colorado upset alert. Just kind of throwing that one out there. All right. Next game up, we have two more and then two official plays. The next play we will have is Astros and Oakland. I know historically this trend does not really prove well, but I'm going to kind of take a shot on this one. We are going to take the over in the Astros and Oakland Athletic game. This will be played in Oakland. I really love Houston. I'm not willing to bet that minus 140 price. We've seen some buyback. I think this is something where you can find a little value in taking not so much athletics money, but I do think they'll be able to put up some runs against Houston and Spencer Arrighetti. And conversely, I think that the Astros lineup can get the job done as well. So let's get a little 5-4 action, 5-4, maybe 5-5, 4-4 extras, something along those lines, and cash this over ticket. I think that's firmly in play. So we are going over 8 at a minus 110 price. Best number available, all right, out there at Circa, if you guys want to get into that. But that will be an official play. All right, so we do have one more official play. Kind of a nice dotting of the eye, if you will. But the Dodgers, Mariners almost made my card. 7.5 minus 105. Going back to the well. Tyler Anderson, Bryce Miller in Seattle. I bet you Luis Rodriguez will not play today. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Julio Rodriguez will not play today, and that's kind of where I led myself to go down that 7.5, the under train. I just think that 7.5 is kind of right where it needs to be. If it was at 8, if you can get an 8, if you can get an 8.5, that would be definitely entertaining. But 7.5, I'm going to stay away. Okay, and then the final game on the card, we have Houston. We have the Dodgers hosting the San Francisco Giants. No really analysis needed. We saw Blake Snell name pop up as the expected starter. 0-3 on the season, 6.31 ERA. I love the Dodgers going against lefties too. I think this is something where they get to them fairly well. Look at some of the game logs, and yes, you can see back in the early part of July, he did have a 7-inning performance and a 5-inning respectively. Okay, giving up one hit in both. But I just think that the Dodgers right now are a different animal. So let's take the Dodgers right here on the run line at a plus 145 price. One of my favorite bets to do is take Dodgers run line at home. I think that they almost got double digits hung over the weekend yesterday. So Dodgers may be back. Just waiting Mookie Betts to come back in the lineup. But I think this is a great start for an official play. So we will take the likes of the Los Angeles Dodgers minus 145 on that money line or on that run line. Okay, so that'll about do it. Let me get up these official plays. We will kind of put these over for you guys on the screen, and you can see these are my 4 best bets. If you haven't done so, make sure you guys all subscribe down below on the channel. Smash that like button as well. And thank you all for watching. Good luck with your picks. Here is the quick rundown. We're going Dodgers run line at a huge plus of 145 value. Houston over 8. Atlanta under 8.5. And Milwaukee on the money line. Those are my 4 best bets. Appreciate you guys. Good luck with your picks. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.